This is Linux In-Laws, a podcast on free Libra open source software, broadcasting from the United Kingdom and Germany.
Welcome to Linux In-Laws, Season 2, Episode Martin 50.
Let's have a look. It doesn't say
50, yes.
in the agenda. Oh, what an oversight. Who drew up this agenda? Anyway.
Look at the schedule that marketing sent around this afternoon.
Oh,
yes.
Well done, these people, yeah.
Excellent, indeed. So, Martin, what does that mean, actually? Season 2, Episode 50.
Well, it means we've been doing this for a while.
Yes, Martin, well spotted. Great. So
we're halfway. Halfway.
Even better spotted, Martin. Yes, that means we are crossing the threshold of the second season. In terms of we're 50% of the episodes on the back now. So it's downhill from now on, I'm afraid. Or is it uphill? I can't even remember. Anyway, it doesn't matter. But
no, it's fine. It's fine.
Yes. So, Martin, how are you feeling after about 27 years and 15 months of podcasting a thing called Linux In-Laws?
Not too
Give or take a few.
Yeah. It's which year is this?
I think you've just celebrated your 90th birthday, if I'm completely mistaken. So Martin is in a wheelchair. The rollator is just next to him, and he's sipping a cup of tea, as he has done for the last, 25 years, maybe make that 30. And yes, this is one of these episodes. And this is the awkward silence that will be cut out because my co-host has decided to leave the podcast.
Hello?
Yes, Martin, what's wrong?
Oh, we may need to cut this out, yeah. Slight distraction, but anyway.
Okay.
27 years, yes. What year are we? So 2042-ish?
Yes, Martin, I'm still in my early 40s, correct.
Oh, okay. Glad to hear it.
But this is not about time traveling.
I am in that case.
Exactly. But this is not about time traveling, but rather about a topic for tonight's discussion, which is Martin?
Well, it's LoRa and friends. Yeah.
Exactly. And also technology called LoRaWan, right? As in wide area network.
Yeah.
But before we go into the details, we should probably explain why and how we arrived at this topic.
Okay, go for it.
It's
would
late.
You like me to
Okay, it's late 2023. Martin has just discovered a technology called Arduino.
No. That was many years.
Am I wrong again?
Yeah.
Okay.
The year
Martin
is kind of it's in the right ballpark. Yeah.
Martin discovered something at some stage.
Well,
and he then basically
every day,
exactly, and then he was convinced to go into home automation and other wonderful fields of knowledge research, whatever you want to call it, and experimentation.
Yeah.
And at that stage, when he fearlessly crossed the boundaries of a technology called 802.11, he actually found out exactly. It does. But
that sounds like a topic.
Yes, but we will cover this in a minute when we go into the history of LoRaWan. Okay. Then Martin discovered a low energy hyperstructure field thingy called Long Range Wide Area Network. Hence the name LoRa as in long range and wide area network.
Almost right.
Almost right, exactly. So, why don't you take it away for the interested audience, as in the two people that haven't fallen asleep yet?
Yes, very good. So the year is approximately right. It's probably more like 2020. Anyway, some energy company decided that they would force a bunch of smart meters upon us. Upon everybody. So. Naturally, I thought, hang on, how does this work? My first inclination was, do they actually all have a SIM card and use the normal mobile network? But then, obviously, that would be very expensive. And most of these smart meters come also with a remote display, which is where you're in your house. You can see how how much am I spending on my electricity, my gas, that kind of stuff. Excellent. So anyway, long story short, turns out that the smart meters don't use SIM cards and mobile networks. They use a technology called LoRaWan, which is pretty interesting. And for the local, let's say your in-house display thingy, that's usually Zigbee, which is a different protocol, which we have vaguely covered in one of our other podcast episodes.
On home automation, I'm completely mistaken, right?
Yes, that'll be the one. Yes, well spotted.
Was that actually the time when you took over the utility as in the power provider and simply hacked the system? So now that you're not paying any power bills anymore.
There are obviously certain benefits of sending a different number, right?
It's just a vicious rumor that I keep hearing.
That is a vicious rumor, yes.
Fair enough. But I didn't want to interrupt you, Martin, so go ahead, please.
Well, no, I was just covering the origins of the topic briefly.
So what did you do with the smart meter then? You took it apart? You reverse engineered it?
Well, it's much easier just to research the make and model number, to be fair.
I see.
There's this handy thing called the internet these days that doesn't
very good.
require any screwdrivers.
Yeah, in the interest of proper position, we should probably explain a little bit about the history of LoRaWan and also the differences between LoRaWan or LoRa and other protocols. Like 802.11, and you already mentioned GSM as in mobile networks, and Zigbee and all the rest of them.
Yeah. Okay. Well, the name is kind of telling. It is a long range protocol and a low power protocol as well, which makes it ideal for smart meters, for example, because it doesn't require any other infrastructure. The signals it sends are obviously, you don't need your power meter reading every 5 seconds or every second. You're gonna do one every month, right? So, and so those are some of the properties of this protocol. Is that it's a wireless protocol. It's low power consumption. And used for things like smart meters, as an example. There are many other applications which we'll get into, but and in contrast to like a GSM, you probably you are of an era where you remember all the move from 2G to 3G and 4G and so on.
Vaguely, Martin, vaguely,
and where that spectrum is usually sold to a carrier at great cost by the national body who looks after radio spectrums in that area.
Yeah, hence the licensing of these radio bands, exactly.
Yeah. So the LoRa stuff uses a much lower band in a megahertz, which is unlicensed. So that means that you can use it without having to pay someone else, which is obviously rather nice if you're an electricity company with a lot of smart meters.
And I reckon the other characteristics are different from ordinary kind of wireless networks as well, because if I recall correctly, LoRaWan has a very kind of small payload, never mind lower speeds than, say, GSM or even wireless in terms of 802.11 or something like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's not useful for high throughput type of applications, right? It's definitely built for that the application where you need occasional data collection, but over a long range, and where there possibly isn't any mains power as well. So take your average cow; they're not usually plugged into the mains, so something powered by a battery is going to be much more suitable for working out where your cows are.
And I mean, if I take a look at any domestic or say home automation setting, like including smart meters now, I reckon the utility company is not exactly around the corner. So how does a packet get from A to B?
Well, there's so you've got your devices, which could be anything, right? It could be some kind of environmental sensor in terms of temperature or rain or water level, or a location sensor, as we described for agriculture. And those communicate with gateways, and your gateway is really where you then plug into an IP network to get the data back to whatever storage device or database you're going to put this data into.
So this is the thing you have to compromise if you want to get free power. Is that what I'm hearing? Or you simply hack the device?
Well, it is it is an encrypted protocol from design, so not that straightforward.
So how can you compromise it? Do you have to run a man in the middle and kind of then extract the keys if it's a public key infrastructure?
Well, I couldn't possibly comment. But
fair enough. Say what you can.
You can. Okay, so there are. These gateways, right? You can either use those gateways to create your own private network, right? So your range of your LoRa devices typically between 5 and 10 kilometers, which is pretty decent, right? So any sort of small city you can get across.
In the wide open. I mean,
in the wide open, you can get a range of 800. Is the world record. But that was attached to a balloon. Yeah, meters. No, kilometers.
Okay, just checking.
No, think about your average weather balloon, right? You can stick one on there.
That means no obstructions whatsoever. But I mean, if you're talking about kind of an urban setting with lots of buildings in between and stuff, I mean, surely that range must go down significantly.
It's well, yes and no. It is actually it's still in the kilometers range, but it's got some fancy modulation technique that makes it easier to transport itself through buildings, apparently. Which I'm not a radio technician, but that's what the company that developed it are saying about it.
Other than these fancy LoRa carrier pigeons.
Indeed. Well, if you stick it on a pigeon, then you can have a very pretty good range. Obviously unobstructed.
Excellent. Links may or may not be in the show notes.
Yeah. So I mean, it's obviously for home automation, things like Wi-Fi and Zigbee are more suitable because you have power available, you have internet available, and you have Wi-Fi available. Whether or not you need the internet to upload it somewhere else is a different question altogether. But with that, you can obviously get higher throughput rates than with LoRaWan, but that's not what it's meant for, right?
I mean, there are urban myths out there that especially the power consumption must be pretty low, because I can recall tales of LoRa devices running for 10 years on a very small battery without going down.
Yeah.
And that's a long time.
Well, this is the point, right? If you are in the middle of, I don't know, let's say Bolivia or something in a jungle, and then you don't have any mains power, so and you still want to measure the humidity in your jungle, then ideal application for it.
But I reckon if you're mentioning IoT, there must be a million other use cases out there. I mean, you already touched upon agriculture, so if you have that lovely cannabis field or coke plant collection in the middle of the Bolivian jungle, and needless to say, if you want to control this remotely, that's a typical agricultural Internet of Things use case, I suppose.
Yeah, it's not just for data collection. It is a two-way communication protocol if you wanted to. But yes, you're not going to send a lot of that data to it. You can make some configuration settings or stuff like that. But for those applications, yes, there are many. I mean, obviously you can build anything yourself, but there are a lot of devices out there already that people have developed for this thing, for this protocol. And agriculture, I mentioned the cows, right? Or any other livestock. If you're in Australia and your farm is how many square hectares or miles in dimension, then tracking your cows at a low cost over long range is quite a handy thing. You just put a handy collar on it with a LoRa device that reads GPS location, and that's how you can track them. Or even if you want to track your cat, right?
Exactly. And I mean, that's exactly a typical IoT as an Internet of Things use case. Another thing that comes to mind is industrial IoT, because normally in industrial environments, you do have a lot of interference. So I reckon this low megahertz range comes in handy with regards to error-resistant, let's put it this way, communication, because A, it's low speed, B, it's small payloads. So even if you encounter an error every now and then, you can simply retransmit the whole thing because the payloads are so small.
Yeah, very true. As you said, it's not meant for a continuous stream of data where you need immediate monitoring, right, of some kind of turbine that may go out of control. But for the other thing I've come across it is in I don't know if you came across any smart cities use cases in the past, but we've had a few of those in my working career, and people. I mean, even in the UK, right? There's various counties are proud of their covering the whole county with these things for all sorts of purposes, usually related to water and rain, since we don't like flooding. But
you don't? Okay.
No, it tends to people don't seem to like it when their house comes on the water.
I see.
And especially when the water goes, it gets rather smelly, apparently.
I see. I mean, it's too bad because the UK is known for a lot of rain, I suppose.
Well, not anymore with global warming,
Are you serious? So it only rains every second day these days in the UK instead of every day?
No, I think this year is, I don't know, the driest year since whenever, a very long time ago. So it's
like 2017 in August?
No. I think it's longer ago than that, but I couldn't tell you the exact numbers.
Or is it just kind of something that the papers made up to increase their kind of number of copies being sold, as usual?
That's one thing, but we have something called the Met Office over here who collect these kind of statistics and like to,
And they're not in bed with the papers? No, I thought they were. Maybe I'm wrong.
No, this is a government agency, though. They do everything for free. No, for free. We pay for it, obviously.
Okay, fair enough.
In a different way, yeah.
I mean, before we go into typical floss use case, we should probably actually also shed some light on the darker side of things, because this IoT thing is all the rage, and actually in military / defense environments as well. So quite a few drones and also sensors out there use LoRaWan to communicate with home or drones flying very kind of close to them. As a matter of fact, I can recall when I did some of the research for this episode, I came across a pretty intelligent drone, which is of course proprietary, a pretty intelligent drone communication system where it almost looked like drones flying information to attack a common target. And apparently the communication protocol used between these drones and base was actually based on LoRa, which I found quite interesting. But it does make sense, because you don't want to max yourself out on costs if you are flying a device that is ultimately destroyed anyway, as in a drone.
Yeah. Well, the other thing is that in a military setting, location, use case, whatever you want to call it, the fact that you can have a whole bunch of these low-cost gateways spread around the place, rather than having to have let's say a local facility that needs to be running on a generator or a main network that is easily sabotageable. You can still keep your data coming in, right?
Yes.
That way.
And given the fact that encryption is built into I think it's not the physical layer, right? It's actually the wide area network that has a PKI put into it. Yeah, which is comparable, say, to WPA 356, whatever is rate at the moment. But it's still encrypted, so that's good news. If you happen to fly drones or whatever, or sensors that are pretty close to the enemy lines picking up data. That's something probably you don't want to have compromised, so encryption comes in handy, I suppose.
Yeah. So yes, and as you already mentioned, your electricity company is obviously appreciating this. So it's not that straightforward.
Which is an interesting observation, because one of the major utilities in Germany, not utilities, but rather companies providing meter services, as in you have a couple of radiators in your rented home, and they all have these devices attached to them. And the company, I think, is called Techam.
Okay.
But in full disclosure, a couple of years ago, because due to the kind of a family situation, let's put it this way, I ventured into the real estate realm. So with all of these kind of 10 buildings, actually do, of course, come radiators. But funny enough, if I took a close look at at a couple of these Techam devices, they actually do use GSM, because all of them actually had SIM cards built into them. I reckon at the end of the day, it's just a numbers game, basically, if you can convince, similar to cars, by the way, because there's a EU regulation that requires any car manufacturer these days to put 2 SIMs into one car.
Okay.
For various purposes, actually. So, for example, if you happen to be part of a crash and the car survives, that car basically will notice if it's intelligent enough, basically that's part of a crash, and will try to call emergency services. And for that, needless to say, you cannot use LoRa, but rather you have to use GSM.
Yeah.
So similar to these cars, these Techam devices actually had SIMs built into them. Because if you're just looking at large enough numbers, I reckon the threshold will be not as clear cut between GSM devices and LoRa.
Yeah, and then it comes back to what are you using that GSM device for, right? If you're using it to send all your data back from your card, then you're obviously going to be charged for the data rates. But by the same token, if you're if you need to make a phone call, then you need a GSM. If it's for data transfer and you want real-time data, again, you have to use different LoRa kind of applications, indeed.
Which is interesting, right? Because LoRa is not aimed at real-time communication.
Correct. Yeah.
Which I find very interesting, because if you use that technology in drones, where pretty much every second or millisecond counts, there must be some pretty fancy intelligence built into the stack to compensate for that, I suppose. Or they just use this as a backup technology in addition to some other stuff. But then, of course, the multiple technology stacks drive up costs. But hey,
yeah,
the latest spending craze.
In defense, that's usually not a consideration, right?
Interesting perspective. I mean, if you're deploying a couple of million drones, I reckon costs do matter. But if it's just a couple of thousands, it's probably not that important.
Well, it's all taxpayers' money, so therefore it is limitless.
You see,
That's how governments work.
But you see, Martin, what happens if taxes do not cover the costs? You have to go into debt, right?
Well, all the governments are in debt anyway.
Yes, and of course that's future taxpayers' money, but it will bring down your credit rating, being government or nation or country rather anyway. So nations who are listening to the podcast, take notes. Take note. You don't want to increase your debt. I'm just saying. Or if
well, they don't have a choice. I don't think they're.
No, right?
That's interesting. Probably aren't any. Are there any governments that are not increasing their debt, because the interest payments alone are usually higher than their income?
What about the Vatican?
The Vatican, yes, good point. They have, Interesting.
I mean, with all their investments, they probably don't have to increase their debt. I'm just
investments and piles of assets that they have collected.
Of course, we cannot disclose the nature of these assets.
No.
Possibly anyway. Vatican, if you're listening, we don't have a clue, right? Don't send the lawyers. Don't send the private investigators. We don't have any money. We don't have a clue, as usual. And with that,
maybe we should do an episode on the Vatican. That sounds good.
Okay, with that, Martin, quickly back to way safer grounds.
What were we talking about?
LoRaWan and floss, actually. So, Martin, what's the floss angle here when it comes down to LoRa and LoRaWan?
Okay, well, there are a number of aspects to this. People have built stacks, right?
Indeed.
I mean, you can think about if you think about the physical infrastructure, you got your devices, you got your gateways, and so on. So at every part of this, let's say, stack, you will see open source components, but also people do complete open source server implementations or gateway packet forwarders, stuff like that, right? And there is also an organization that looks after all this stuff.
Indeed. And it's not called the Vatican, I think.
Is it not? Oh,
no.
Oh, maybe I must have got that wrong then.
Martin. but not to worry about that. Links maybe in the show notes. No, I think it's actually called the LoRaWan Industry Association or Industry Association or Open LoRaWan or something like that.
There's the LoRa Alliance, and then
that's the one exactly.
The Things Network.
But that's a company, no?
No, this is an organization. It's a .org.
They do have. They have community of open source projects, no?
Yes, they do. Like a stack, the Things stack, and so on.
Yes,
stuff like that. So there is a lot out there. You can get started pretty easily. There are even IoT operating systems, right, that have LoRaWan support built in and all that kind of stuff. You mentioned Arduino as well. They have a bunch of libraries for it. There is plenty out there.
Care to mention any concrete projects apart from the Things Network?
Well, there's LoRa Server. There is Basic Station, which is the packet forwarder.
Mm-hmm. There's also a very popular network server called ChipStack, no? If I'm correct.
Oh yes, yeah. Well, that was previously called LoRa Server or something, but yeah.
And the beauty basically is that it's actually written in Rust.
Well, that depends.
According to the GitHub repo, it's Rust all the way.
No, I meant that the beauty part is this.
No, you see, Martin, you didn't get the mail, right? The Rust Foundation actually sent us €3.
The Rust Foundation, yes. we do like the Rust Foundation.
Sorry, Rebecca, thank you very much for these €3.
Work with them as well,
yeah. So, Rebecca, if you're listening, and I'm sure you are, Mrs. Rumble, thank you very much for these €3.75.
Oh,
you'll be glad to hear, yes,
donation. Wow.
Indeed, that all of the money actually went to a good cause, and I'm not talking about buying a Martin pint, but rather it funded some of our infrastructure costs. So, Martin, we have to emphasize the fact that this is actually written in Rust all the way, and that's the beauty of it.
Okay.
Martin doesn't sound too convinced. Martin, you see, if you would like to chirp in, they may increase the next donation to €4 or more. Yes. So please praise the stack.
I mean, €4 doesn't even buy a beer these days. So,
Martin, please just do it.
That's if it was like 12 or so, at least we could buy 2 beers.
in that case, the next 5 minutes will be spent by Mr. Visser to praise Rust and its ecosystem. You just take it away, Martin. Go ahead.
Well, interestingly enough, the Vatican also has a debt, and because they spend more than they get in from their followers every year. Anyway,
what does that have to do, Martin? What does that have to do with Rust? I wonder. I mean, that begs the question.
I'm sure they have some Rust in the Vatican.
Martin, hang on. If you are looking for 12 euros, you better get going.
Yeah. So Rust.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't know. There's a few people that like it, but
the following 5 minutes are proudly brought to you by the Rust Foundation.
Oh, are they back again?
Martin, you're supposed to praise the language and its ecosystem, never mind the foundation. If you're looking for 12 euros now.
How are they doing with the in the Stack Overflow these days?
I wouldn't know, Martin, but this is not about
Stack
Overflow. No. This is about this is about your demand for 12 euros of donation.
Oh yes, well, Rust people,
so you better get going in
so
that case. No,
thank you. Yeah, that was it.
That's not 5 minutes. That's what 25 seconds.
Okay, so Rust is not even in the top 10 yet.
This is gonna be tricky. Okay.
Wow,
let me chip in, Martin. Type safe language, huge ecosystem, cargo.io, and all
we covered this one.
Crates.io, you name it.
But it's still behind Go and C and C++ and C# and even Java and Python.
Martin,
it's like, who's using this stuff?
Martin is just...
Come on, Rust people, do some more stuff.
Martin is just... after coming back from a time travel as a journey back to the early 2000s.
No, this is 2025. No, 2025. I have the Stack Overflow survey in front of me.
Which you probably just made up yourself right now.
No, this is the Stack Overflow. You are familiar with it. I know you are.
I mean, Chiobi ranks Rust still in the top 10 languages of theirs. As in the importance of being earnest. That language survey.
Yeah, but that's a different. No,
survey. It's called the truth, Martin.
Well, these are statistics, and we know what they say about statistics.
Do we know, Martin? Do tell.
Who was that? It was one of the American presidents, wasn't it? Was it on the American president?
I thought it was Churchill. Maybe I'm wrong.
No.
And the saying is.
Something about
faking things.
No. It's something like lies, and damn statistics or something. Who said that?
I thought it was more like if you didn't do it yourself, don't trust it.
No, that was it. Yeah, it's lies, damned lies, and statistics in that order.
That almost sounds like an orgasm. I mean, if you didn't do it yourself, don't even try to fake it. Lame pun, I know. Anyway. We're going to probably cut this out because we are explicit, but probably not that explicit.
Fair enough. Anyway, this was Benjamin Disraeli who quoted this. Yeah.
Okay. Going back to March Suffer Grounds once again, Chirpstack people is running Rust. Check it out yourself. It's probably...
Talk to the Rust Foundation. They're very helpful. Yeah.
Is it fair to say that this is probably the most used or most deployed LoRaWan network server stack or framework, whatever you want to call it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
And Martin will be happy to hear actually that Chirpstack provides a gRPC-based API.
Oh,
yes. So that means basically Martin can use Golang to talk to it, just in case. Martin, another project, of course, that really comes to mind is Mesh Test.
Languages.
Yeah. Sorry, what? Say again?
There's too many languages these days. Yeah.
Are there? Why?
Well, because people come up with new stuff and they think it's better when it isn't. Anyway.
But you see, Martin, this is called innovation.
No, but this is the point is that computers have been around a long time, right? And as you know, well, certainly longer than my lifetime, so that's quite long.
Okay.
Time. And your lifetime as well.
Martin, I'm just wondering if size. No, we won't go down. We won't go down that road. No, we keep it too long. Okay, fair enough. Do continue, please.
What were we talking about?
You were talking about long and computer languages.
Yes. So yeah, I mean, computers still work the same way. They have registers and
Do they
have
now?
chips and stuff, and they have transistors in them with gates and all this kind of stuff. Anyway, yeah. So
but not all of them. You remember something called? You recall what a D-wave is, right?
Well, I don't personally have actually used one, but I know.
Okay, no, it's a quantum computer. I'm dead sure that quantum computers do not consist of transistors and gateways and all the rest of them. So some computers do use...
Well, okay, in that case, that's fair enough to create a new language. So, yeah, D-Wave people, feel free, create a new language, go ahead. I'm fine with it.
I think there are already qubit-based languages around. So,
I'm sure there are, yes.
You're pretty
well, there's also qubit simulators, in case you want
Yes, in case you're so inclined. But what's the point?
What's the point, indeed, if you don't have a very expensive, But
you were talking about computer languages and that they haven't changed that much, and any new computer language is probably a waste of effort.
It is. It's just very annoying, yeah.
Especially if Martin has to learn them.
Indeed.
For one reason or another.
Mm.
So, Martin, I hear that actually quite a few people are thinking about re-implementing Redis and Rust these days.
Are they?
Or Valkey, for that matter, yes.
Well, the code base is small, so yes, it's doable. But again, there is some talk about this, indeed. But there are other more beneficial things to be doing.
Like what?
Than just your usual refactoring of code into a different language, which what developers like to do, but
I see.
Because they want to learn a new language, but actually gain any new functionality as such, and so on and so on. Yes. However, if you are writing a module, though, then for something
Valkey or Redis or whatever.
Yeah, why not?
I mean, the APIs are compatible, right?
Yeah, they're usually a little bit behind, but they try and keep them.
And for the people, for the about 99% of the audience who are just wondering what the fuck we're talking about, we both come from a company called Redis, because this is where we met all those years ago. And we did a couple of episodes on the technology.
Strong statement, right? We did exist before Redis.
We met at Redis, Martin.
Yes, okay, fair enough.
And the rest actually will be in the show notes. But back to much safer grounds.
Oh, yeah.
There's actually a very interesting project called Meshtastic.
Okay.
Rings a bell?
No.
No, it's actually what I'm looking for, a
network mesh.
Yes. Thank you very much, Martin. A mesh architecture, but the beauty about Meshtastic is actually that it can speak multiple stacks, as in GSM, wireless, as in 802.11, and also LoRaWan.
You keep talking about 802.11. You have to explain this to the listeners, right?
It's called Wi-Fi in your home. As in 802.11 is actually a set of standards.
I'm sure it was around before that. Yeah.
That defines wireless communication protocols that are now known as 802.BGN/AC, you name it. If you pick up a smartphone, if you connect it to your wireless router, this is the protocol that these two devices are speaking. Okay. As in your wireless local area network, also known as Wi-Fi.
There we go.
This is 802.11 and the whole stack. I need to say there are also mesh extensions built into that stack. So some of the aspects are somewhat similar, but again, as Martin rightly pointed out, what has really changed in the last 150 years of computing? I'm just saying. And is there anything that we should add to even bore our audience more, as into tiers and stuff, before we wrap this up?
Well, check out the Things Network.
Like Rust?
No.
Valkey? No?
This is the Internet of Things organization.
Okay.
That's what it's called, the thingsnetwork.org.
Okay, yes, indeed. Links are posted in the show notes.
Yes,
Also check out my hashtag if you're so inclined. Need to say, take a look at your home automation setting software. Chances may be actually that this also supports LoRaWan.
Yeah. We've talked about the use cases, right? But if you have let's say you have a very big garden and you want to monitor the extremities of it somehow, then it could be a good solution.
I mean, come to think of it, what do these robots speak? The what are they called? Roomers, right? As in the little robots that kind of do the lawn mowing, do the floor cleaning, all the rest of it. That must be something very similar, no?
Well, previously they didn't speak at all.
Communicate with the base station that certainly has a Wi-Fi stack built in it, because you can
maybe nowadays
control. Yes, you can control these robots with your smartphone, and that does require a network stack.
Okay, fair enough. I mean, previously they were just fairly autonomous devices that were controlled by
Sheep,
its environment.
Cows.
No.
And dogs,
right?
right?
Yeah, indeed. Yeah, if it runs into a dog, it will turn around, that kind of stuff. Yes, or a cat. Yeah. So,
indeed.
Yeah. But,
and on the inside, it's controlled exactly by your spouse, maybe you, and certainly the kids. If you know what I mean.
Yes. These, what are they called? Organic robots, yeah.
Minions, Martin, minions.
Oh, yes, that's good. Yeah. Wonder when the next Minions film is. It's been a while, hasn't it?
Yes.
Anyway.
Should we speculate of what's in stock for LoRaWan and Friends in terms of what's the road ahead before we close this off?
Interesting. Yeah, that's an interesting idea. I mean, it's already it's already being widely implemented over here in the UK by lots of local authorities, as I mentioned. A whole bunch of cities that want to be smart, they are also using it for parking, lighting, monitoring air quality, all that kind of stuff. Right? That's these things are or have already been done by a number of places. So it's clearly I mean, as we know from the let's say the car industry and even just home devices, everything is being more and more let's say built with mini sensors built in, right? So that they can get extra functionality, charge you more, etc. So yeah, it's certainly already well advanced for the typical use cases that there are. Its question is whether take for example the livestock scenario, right? There is, you could foresee a 1980s scenario where the government or the DEFRA decides that all your livestock must be tagged with a LoRaWan tag, so we can actually follow them ourselves. Yeah.
Or somebody else can follow them.
Well, it's right? with these environmental agencies that deal with livestock, they're always worried about diseases, right? So if they can, your average farmer doesn't like to be controlled what he can or cannot do with his livestock. So, but then they can actually enforce it better because they know exactly where each cow is or each sheep.
So what are they going to do about it then? Just rein them in, or?
No. It's. I mean, okay. So many years ago we had foot and mouth, but there's in the UK there's a problem with bovine TB, right? That's been spread by patches. Yeah, it's better than it was. But okay. No, it's still.
You mean in down in Street 10 or actually down the country? Or both?
Down the country, yes.
Down the country, okay. Just checking, that's all. Okay, fair enough.
Yeah. So same with sheep, right? And I can't remember what there was for sheep. Anyway, because of all these diseases, they brought in all the movement regulations. So you can't just put a cow into a different field with different cows because it may be spreading a disease and all that kind of stuff, right? So, so yeah, but obviously as your farmer, you have to, every time you want to move cow, you have to then fill in a form and send it off to DEFRA, and that's obviously a lot of paperwork and time that they don't have, so they don't like doing that. So ideally, they're trying to get around it by not doing it. But you can imagine that, as governments do, they like to, let's say, mandate this through technology, as they've done with cars and NPR, right? So it's something that's easily enforceable and costs a lot of money, but yeah, it means that they can. There aren't any more, say, black holes where people can do what they want.
So it's 1984 all over again. Is that what I'm hearing?
Well, it's certainly progressing that way more and more, right? That's for sure. Yeah. Anyway, what about your?
No, I was just getting there.
On that jolly note. Yeah.
Yes, indeed. I reckon. I mean, given the fact that people still keep ranting about the penetration of IoT in every situation, devices, whatever, and also on industrial scale, I reckon the more IoT use cases we have down there, as in there was some kind of talk about lanterns being light controlled in terms of exactly, and this is taking place. I'm not too sure about the exact local principalities, but it's a trend that I clearly see in Germany and other countries.
Right.
So if you are automating or if you are putting IoT into every kind of street corner or street lamp or whatever, clearly the demand for such technologies would just go through the roof in terms of what you can collect with regards to data or then control the devices out in the field, especially given the energy consumption, because here in Germany, energy is still very costly in terms of expensive. So I totally get the angle that actually quite a few principalities do want to bring costs down, and one way of doing this is actually to kind of prevent any superfluous lighting that is not required in terms of dimming the lights if there's no, for example, if there are no people out in the streets or if there's no requirement for it. Of course, they have to provide a baseline. So you do have lighting in the street, because otherwise people stumble, die, and after being dead or while being dead, they might sue actually the principality, as you would. So, but apart from that, if you are going across this threshold, needless to say, you may be wasting money. And that's precisely where I see that kind of setup, where I see that technology actually entering the field even more than today. And street lighting is just one of many examples. For example, temperature control in public buildings.
Yeah.
Done in an intelligent way, I might add now.
No, that's. I mean, street lighting, even traffic lights as well. Right? It's
yes.
It is all coming for sure.
And with that, it's probably time for the feedback before we go to the boxes. Feedback? Yes, we do have feedback. Yes,
we do.
Coco Boy sent us feedback.
Yes.
About Valkey. You want to read this out? Should I do this, Martin?
You do it. Yes, I remember. It was a few
yes.
weeks ago, wasn't it?
Yes. Coco sent us feedback about the Valkey episode. Just listen to your most recent episode, Valkey. It's been a while, as I said. I was surprised at the brevity. I prefer the longer episodes, but I thought it was cool how you made a short episode with the same energy as the longer ones. It did not seem... I mean, this is what the email reads. It did not seem weird at all. Well done, guys.
How long was it? Was it not the
usual 4 hours, 20 minutes, I think. I don't know.
Standard length of episode now?
No, I think our normal episodes are just under 5 hours, so 4 hours seems to be pretty short. Okay, of course we cannot possibly disclose the source of our energy. We are explicit, but we are not that explicit, of course. If energy companies want to sponsor us, the email address is sponsor@linuxinnos.eu, of course. But apart from that, it's probably fair to say that some of the energy does come from natural resources. And the rest of the energy doesn't come from natural resources. That's probably as far as we can go. Or Or do you think we can shed more light on this without kind of being kind of half-legged in the prison or something like that?
No, it's just probably best to
leave it at all, exactly.
Yeah.
And I reckon, he has a point, right? It did not seem weird at all. I'm
just curious to see how long this episode was.
Many people have accused us of being weird, but then people,
yes.
if you belong to that group, there's the counter argument in terms of the proof of the pudding that we are not weird at all, or at least we did not seem to be weird at all.
Is there?
I think it is. Yes. If Cooper says so.
Oh, I see. Well, no, he said the episode wasn't weird.
No, it did not seem weird at all. And of course, if the episode isn't weird, we certainly cannot be weird either, no?
Yeah, that's...
Was that the wrong conclusion?
A little bit of a leap, right?
But we're all about innovation and leaps anyway, and leaping anyway, no?
We are.
Indeed, Mark, indeed.
How could he be?
And with these thoughts, it's probably time to venture into the proxies. Unless
I wanted to know how Valkey was. Yeah.
As I said, 4 hours, 30 minutes or something. Maybe I'm wrong.
Oh.
Maybe post-production did another butchering job and cut it down to the usual 50 minutes.
Indeed.
I don't know.
Yeah. Probably. Okay, fair enough.
Post-production, if you're listening, you don't want to go down that route that marketing always takes once I've hired them, and Martin then takes care of the rest. Wink, wink, if you know what I mean.
Yep.
In case post-production is listening to this, anyway. But this is probably being cut out anyway. So.
Yes.
Okay, on to the pox, Smart. What's your pox?
My box is something. It's a series called The Blacklist, which has been going for a long time, apparently. But
are you on that list?
I couldn't possibly comment.
So, what is it about, man?
Well, the good news is that there are 10 series of it. So,
you mean seasons?
Yes, 10 seasons. Yes.
Okay.
Something along.
For our American listeners, yes.
Yes.
As in collections of episodes, exactly.
Yes. And each season has at least 20 episodes. So,
and each episode
I'm scheduled for the next 5 years.
And each episode is just under 2 hours long.
No, I think they're about an hour, to be honest.
So ideal for binge watching.
If you're so inclined, you may need a few weeks.
Fair enough. So, what's the plot of this?
The plot is that, well, there are many plots and subplots, but the main story is about someone who's called the concierge of crime, who has many contacts in various, let's say, criminal activities, and he is decided to work with the FBI for reasons that cannot be revealed right now, to give them various of these important underworld figures. And so each episode is covering one of these people, but then there is as I said, many different subplots throughout the series that make it.
And is it British
related? It is American.
US? American,
yes,
okay.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, but it's very good. Okay. Very good.
Let's check it out. How many IMDb stars does it have? Just 4?
I don't know.
You don't know? Okay.
But it's especially having the storylines throughout the episodes makes it.
And how many seasons with all of the episodes have you watched?
Oh, I'm only on season 2 now, so.
But then you have kids and you're married, right? So
indeed, yeah. So I have many years of viewing pleasure.
Excellent.
unless it goes downhill.
And you get this on Disney Plus, on Netflix, or some other streaming?
I don't know. I found it on Amazon, but yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
I don't know as I said, it's been around for a long time, so I don't know where it originally came.
Okay. So just use your favorite search engine people to find it, and I'm sure your streaming service of choice will probably provide you with at least a couple of teasers, and then if not more. Let's put it this way. My Porks is actually also a podcast.
Oh,
it's actually called the Software Freedom Podcast, done, Martin, by no one else than our beloved friends and neighbors, the Free Software Foundation Europe. Yes,
indeed. Did they not say something about us?
Oh, they did indeed, very much so. So,
what did they say?
Just weird podcast. Don't listen to it, and it's somewhat funny. No, Bonnie.
That wasn't the one that I listened to.
Bonnie, if you're listening, this is called a joke. No, I mean they gave us a little bit of credit, and we are just returning the favor here. And Bonnie, no, jokes aside, if there's one political podcast on free software, this is the one you probably want to listen to, at least if you're in Europe or elsewhere.
Okay, cool.
If you still have time to listen to other podcasts after listening to us, of course.
Yeah. Well, as a small teaser, do we not have a podcast episode?
We do.
In the schedule at some point.
Watch out for it, people. If you it'll be released before the year's over. At least that's our current planning. Yes, stay tuned, of course. Oh, Martin, we do have some feedback on the Halloween episode.
Excellent. We always like our feedback. So
perfect. There was an article in the Times.
Okay. The Times, as in the London Times.
Yes, as in London, Michigan. Population about 1,500, clocking in at 1,500. When they kind of started about 200 years ago, they started with 1,000. But then birth control hit about in the 60s, and they haven't been growing as rapidly as I thought. But given the fact that this is still feedback, they call us riveting, entertaining, and not to be missed. I reckon that goes some distance, doesn't it?
Yeah, we should. They obviously know what they're talking about, these guys in Michigan.
By the way, do you have a subscription to the London Times of Michigan?
I don't. Is it not free?
No,
Martin, you got to pay for this.
No, Martin, it's not free. No. I mean, hang on. They have about an edition of 50 copies. That makes it about 3% of the overall population is reading this, Martin. So, I mean, if you don't want to have them dying, I mean, I took out the subscription about 20 years ago when I noticed the importance of that publication. So you may want to consider taking out a subscription as well.
Yeah, fair enough. It doesn't seem to be limited to just Michigan news. So, they're well-traveled, these guys.
London Times in Michigan, if you're listening, if you send an email to feedback@linuxinlaws.eu, we're going to make sure that with regards to sponsoring Linux in-laws, we make sure that you get a discount on the sponsoring thing. Okay, more on feedback, yes. Saturday Night Live wrote in as well. And when I say Saturday Night Live, I actually mean Chevy Chase.
Chevy Chase? Is he still alive? Anyway, the one from the original Saturday Night Live crew, right?
Yes, he's still alive. He clocks in at about 85, I think. Maybe 90. But he calls the show thought-provoking, close to my heart, and also riveting from a Transylvanian perspective. I didn't know actually that he moved to Transylvania all those years ago.
Maybe he came from Transylvania in the first place. No, I don't know.
It doesn't sound likely, though. I thought it was American to start with.
Well, I mean, if we are talking about the Chevy Chase movie star, then he has appeared in American movies, but that doesn't mean he was actually born in America, I guess.
But you see, that came after Saturday Night Live, because Chevy Chase goes back with regards to Saturday Night Live about, I think, to the 70s when it was first aired, if memory serves correctly. But then I'm old, so I might be wrong.
Yeah, I wasn't really paying attention to Saturday Night Live when I was 2 years old.
Yeah, but Martin,
I can't help you with that one.
Yeah, but Martin, you're old too, so you're not watching any reruns, no?
No.
Fair enough. But you've watched Chevy Chase movies.
Oh yes, yeah. Yes. It's a certain kind of humor, but very amusing.
Did he come I mean, I watched only 2 of them, so I'm just wondering. I mean,
this is a while ago, right?
I mean, you're talking National Lampoon or something, right? So
yes, he was in that.
details, the show notes exactly.
But anyway, how did he find us?
Yeah, a very good question. I don't know. Probably he subscribed to the podcast.
Okay, well,
that would be my
how did he find us? Clearly, it's an open source software.
As many people find us, they listen to friends' recommendations, I suppose.
Yes. Okay. Well, of course we are the open source podcast. Yeah, so fair enough. Okay.
Very much so.
Well done,
Chevy. If you're listening, well done. Yeah, but going back to my original. But going back to my original question, Martin, if you have watched more than 2 movies with Chevy Chase in them, did you ever come across like Transylvania in terms of humor, gesture, body language, that sort of thing? No. Okay.
I would say he is pretty American.
Maybe there's another skeleton in the closet or something.
Maybe, yes.
Okay. And you see, but I think, I don't think, but I know we have more feedback. A certain Keir Starmer wrote in saying most, Martin, hear me out. Most fascinating show on the planet. I really love the Halloween episodes. So, Martin, for the 2 listeners in the audience who do not know who Keir Starmer is, you want to enlighten us?
He's the man who takes all your money. Yeah.
So that makes him close to Charles III?
No, way worse than that. Way worse.
Okay. So for the 2 people who do not know, in the audience who do not know who Keir Starmer is, of course, we're talking about the Britain's Prime Minister, of course.
Keir Starmer, the British Prime Minister. He listens to us, really? Our show?
Apparently he does.
Okay. How and why, I guess, is the question. What did he say, anyway?
Most riveting show on the planet. I really love the dark humor. And how can I put this? He uses different wording, so let me put this more diplomatically. The same sense of humor I'm trying to exercise on my people. Apparently, these people do not get it.
Bleeding them dry, is it? That kind of idea.
Apparently, and this is my interpretation of the matter, apparently the people don't get it.
Well, I'm sure they're getting their bank accounts being emptied.
So, Martin, is it that dire?
Oh, yes, yeah.
So is that the reason why you're thinking about relocating to the US, for that matter?
To the US? No.
From the fire into the frying pan comes to mind.
Like that, yeah.
Anyway, okay. Yeah, but we do have actually a final piece of comments.
Excellent.
Charles III, King of Great Britain, also wrote in. Great show, loved the humor. I would. So what I'm looking for, as I said, they all use rude language, so I can't really kind of review what they wrote, because although we're explicit, we are not that explicit.
Really? Oh, okay.
Yes, but we are. Okay. No, I would really appreciate, let's put it this way, if California would get the humor as well. I reckon with California, he's referring to his son. What's the name? Harry, right? Yes.
He moved to California. I know he moved.
I mean, the one who defected and moved in with the floozy, right?
Yeah.
Megan or whatever.
California. I don't know the exact details, but it was.
Yeah, but I mean, Martin, you still have that subscription of Hello, no?
No, I don't. Strangely enough,
you
since I never had one in the first place.
It's okay. I thought you had.
It's not the kind of thing that interests me.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're not aware of the fact that kind of Harry went to the UK trying to rekindle with his father?
I think there may have been some news article about this, but yeah.
But as you don't follow the news, forget about it. Okay.
He's probably run out of money or something.
Charles or Harry? Or both?
No, not be Harry.
Harry, if you're listening, if you still have some money, email us a sponsor at Linux. just in case.
Indeed.
Okay, and with that, we are almost finished with the feedback. So,
cool.
People, if you have more feedback, Halloween or not, the email address is feedback@linuxinlaws.eu.
Especially if you're from Transylvania as well, we'd like to hear from you.
Or not, because we are not. What's the word I'm looking for, Martin?
Particular.
We are not condescending, but
Transylvanianistic.
We have an affirmative action policy in place that do not. Yes, Martin, we do.
Did you hire HR again or something? What's going on?
No. This is basically what a solidified workforce of HR and marketing came up with when it was still in place, as in that half FTE as a full-time equivalent, just before you kicked them out, or him, or rather her, him. Anyway, it doesn't matter. With regards to his last action. No, I mean, so we do not discriminate. That's what I'm looking for, against any geographic or social or whatever background. Never. Exactly. Feedback is always appreciated, whether you are from Transylvania
or
not.
It's from Keir Starmer, actually. Yeah. Don't bother writing in again. Yep.
No, Keir, we do love your feedback. Don't listen to Martin. No worries. Just write in.
I might send him some feedback as well.
Yes, Matt. Why don't you send some feedback to, what's the address? 10 Downing Street or something.
That's the one.
Yes. I'm sure he will more than appreciate it.
I think they have probably people checking the post for suspicious packages.
So you want to use some sort of diplomatic language just in case.
Yeah, he probably won't get it though. But there we go. Anyway.
Okay. And that's for feedback.
Aside. Yeah.
Exactly. And thank you for listening.
Indeed.
This is the Linux In-Laws.
You come for the knowledge,
but stay for the madness.
Thank you for listening.
We hope you liked this feature presentation. If so, please spread the word. If not, please let us know. Feedback@linuxinlaws.eu.